Okay, it's Sunday night. We have a glass of wine and
Business classes.
a husband. And here we go. We're going to watch Sister Wives, season 20, episode, fudge, what is 8?
Yep.
Making Out Like Teenagers. Here we go. We've all seen the previews for this episode. It's probably going to be a little bit irritating and maybe a little piss you off because there's an NDA involved. I'm currently under an NDA with my parents and because of their divorce. So let's see what happens on this one. Might need way more than one glass of wine on this episode. Okay, these effing idiots. We're already on scene 1 and I do not have enough wine for this episode already. And Robin already acts like she can't stand Cody. He's trying to kiss her. But no, he's got to have something on... what did he even put on top of the fireplace?
No idea.
Something for her statues. Like she's got an assload of statues on top of her fireplace. And God... and then she doesn't want to kiss him because it's too uncomfortable because he gets pokey. And then I look over at my husband. He's got a full face. He always cleans it off for me. These guys are such idiots already. I am not in a happy mood tonight, unfortunately. So we're going to see how this whole episode goes. Okay, so now we know where he got the Geico caveman look. It's Robin and her like terrible idea of facial hair. And I actually had this in my queue to make a video about this because this is actually a really big thing in polygamy because so many different women have different ideas about what their man's face should look like in facial hair. And it's a big, big issue. And there's some women who love it, some women who hate it. In the LDS church, it's actually, you are not allowed to have facial hair. You're supposed to be clean cut all the time. In the polygamist church, however, most every single person I know has a beard or facial hair of some sort. At least all the leadership does, the prophets do. Haven't you noticed that?
Your dad has a goatee, but he doesn't.
My dad does, yeah. Most of them have some level of facial hair or goatee. And I think this is the dumbest look of all time. Just shave the top and then leave the bottom. Corey says it's now Robin's time to shave her beard.
Yep.
She's got to shave her facial hair. Poor Corey's got a cold, so he actually sounds like a deep, sexy man. But this is where we get the title for the show. I'll shave it off as long as we can make out like teenagers. God, these two make me sick. I love how he says, more kisses, please. And she's like, oh, that's so nice, and starts making out with him and kissing him. And then she's like, okay, good. We've performed enough for the cameras. She turns around and walks out and he's like, oh, wait, I still want to kiss you more. This girl is just not, it's like how many times you got to tell this guy, dude, she's not that into you.
Not shy, so.
She's done showing that she's not shy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm shy now, so.
Again, shy and pretty or sly and petty, you decide. I love that they're talking about Madison's birth for Amelia Brush. And I really do love the ownership that Christine and Janelle have for these grandchildren. It really is sweet because they really do share co-grandparenting. That is not that way in my family. I would say that it was a lot more in Cory's family than it was in my family because all of the mothers treat our children as if they were their grandchildren. Even the 3 that I brought into the marriage before Cory and I were married, all of the mothers have treated all of our children as grandchildren, not just the 2 that Cory and I biologically have together. But in my family, it's not that way. My other mothers don't refer to my children as grandchildren. They don't treat them as grandchildren. They don't interact with them as grandchildren, but Cory's family very much does. And I think a lot of that has to do with they all lived in the same house. Mm-hmm. So when we go up there to visit one grandma, we're really visiting all the grandmas. Mm-hmm. Where here in Utah, one grandma, if the other grandmas aren't invited, then we don't see them all. I love that they're having a conversation finally about finances and if the people overspent, but the people that we know who are the most frugal are the ones who are talking about it. The one person who's the least frugal is the one who's not going to address this conversation at all because Christine says it's hard when you know that you've overspent or that you have to put items back on the shelf because you know the check's going to bounce. Robin's just like, I don't have to put that back. Cody will just write me another check out of the family account. I don't got to put shit back. I'll just go ahead and order those extra dolls. Wait. Say it again.
Oh, just saying, Robin's take on this is, look at these girls are having issues with money. I just talked to God about it, and God provides for me. What?
He blesses me.
He blesses me because I'm so righteous. He provides for me out of the family fund. So, but that because she talks to God about what her needs and wants and all those things are,
God provides.
Then he provides for her, and she is a good steward of her of the family money, where these women are not good stewards.
They just spend their money differently than she does.
Yeah.
Duh, don't they know this? They just need to get better budgeting skills.
Yeah.
Okay, Maddie's baby is cute as a little bug. 17 grandchildren for Christine and David. That's just crazy town. That's awesome for them. We are at 4. We claim 4 because my little brother's little boys call us grandma and grandpa, even though we're not biologically their grandparents. We claim them. And yeah, that's amazing. They have the most beautiful children ever. And I really love watching Madison be a mother. I just think she is such a great mother. And Caleb is just an amazing man. So I love seeing that part of the show. The rest of the show, my blood pressure could do without, but those parts of the show I love. Okay, everyone thinks I'm judgmental. Cory's over here like, what the is she talking about? She's got to clean the pantry. Didn't they just move into this damn house? Your face is hilarious. He's like, how the hell is their house this dirty already?
Where the fuck is the nanny?
I don't know if you can say the F word. Where's the nanny? This is what the nanny does. She cleans the effing pantry.
Definitely not, Rob.
Cory's about to break out the whiskey, too. Poor guy has had such a bad cold and a sore throat, and so he sounds sexy as hell, but he's going to gargle a whiskey here in a minute because wine's just not doing it for him. Cue Robin's tears. Oh, we got an offer on the property. Is this really happening? I don't know what to do.
Well, I've been talking to God, and he told me that we were going to postpone it for a little bit. So, shit. They fast forwarded for us, so I guess God's telling us that we have
I
to
guess
do
he's
this.
blessing us faster than we expected our blessings to come into.
Yeah. Mary and Janelle let go a long time ago. They let go of Cody and Coyote Pass, but they also let go of them.
Right.
And she wants control over those women still, and so it's hard for her to let it go.
It's so ridiculous. It's like this isn't that hard for her. She just got to be dramatic. Like everything has to be dramatic. Cue in the dramatic scene with the tears and all the other crap. It's not that hard for her, promise. When she walks away with more than $500,000, $125,000 an acre, do the math, divide that by 4, they're walking away with $800,000 or more. Yeah, they're pretty happy. It's the tragic manifestation of the failure of this family. We're selling Coyote Pass. Yep. Closure of Flagstaff. Yep, you failed. You're the epic polygamist failure. Now, not the only one I know. I know plenty of polygamous men who have lost a lot more wives than Cody Brown has. The funny thing is the AUB, again, makes up the rules as they go along, and they just keep recycling them women through these men. And so, yeah, he's not the only one to lose a bunch of wives, but he's a pretty big epic failure when it comes to polygamy. So this is part 1. We're going to do a part 2 because we're about halfway through the episode right now. So watch our profile for that. And then over on our YouTube channel, we will do an entire recap of the whole episode. Not with wine, unfortunately, because it's, I know it's way more fun when we do it with wine, but we'll do a full recap on our YouTube channel, so watch for that over there. If you want to link to any of our other social medias, it's all in our bio. And we do more personal updates on Instagram every day. So if you want to get to know us a little bit more personally and what we're doing, then follow us over there. Okay, here we go. We are watching Sister Wives Season 20, Episode 8, Making Out Like Teenagers. We are on part 2. We just did part 1. If you haven't seen that one, it's in our bio. Feel free to watch it. We're going to give our full recap on YouTube later tomorrow. We'll give our full review on it, Cory and I both, as he's gargling whiskey over there because poor guy's got a sore throat.
Hello, guys.
I'm drinking wine. He's drinking whiskey. Yeah, he sounds sexy as hell with his deep voice, but we won't be making out like teenagers, unfortunately, because poor guy's got a sore throat. But let's go. Part 1 was already ridiculous, so let's go on to part 2. Tragic manifestation of the failure of many, 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 many dreams. Yes, this guy is a tragic failure of polygamy. Yes, we all got that. I'm glad he's finally admitting it, but he is absolutely... I know many men who have lost a lot more wives than Cody Brown has, but he's right up there at the top. buying this place was a dream for me and Robin, and we find solace in all that grief that we lost behind. And we also found that God forgave us for screwing over all those other women and taking all their money so we could buy this really great place.
Didn't even forgive, blessed.
I know.
Blessed them.
I know. God didn't even forgive them. He blessed them for all of the weaseling and everything that they did to get the money from these women. Like, I mean, shit, I'd find solace in that too. $2.5 million house, 2.5 acres. Have fun. Okay, Mary's renovating the Airbnb or the bed and breakfast, and her little friend Amber is in there, which I know Amber's from the AUB, but I just have not been able to place who her family is. So if any of you guys know who her family is, yeah, I know she's like, it's driving me nuts because I'm trying to place who she is. But I loved the pictures on the wall behind Mary as she's talking. There's a picture of her mom. I know a lot of people struggled with her mom, but I loved her mom, and her mom was very sweet to me and very kind to me, helped me get my homeschooling degree so I could homeschool and teach out at the private school of the AUB. So I appreciated seeing that picture there. Just want to make a quick little note about that. Okay, I love that Mary's standing her ground for herself. I love it. I mean, we're hearing a lot more swear words from Mary, and some feistiness, which I love. And she's all, peace out, bitches. This is the last and final thing. And then I love that she is speaking out. Like, maybe she's not trashing Robin, which is great. I don't think she needs to trash Robin. But the fact that she's standing up and saying, yeah, all we had to do is put all of our names on the property, and somehow Robin had a problem with that. That's all that there had to be. And I love the way Amber responded. Yeah, those who are the ones who usually benefit from you not growing are the ones who have the biggest problem when you do finally start to grow. So I appreciate that Amber was very frank and blunt about that too. Yeah. And now Robin's gonna how do we say that word? Spirit plane? Because you have mansplaining, which is not what Robin's doing, because she's not a man. But she's on a spiritual level that the rest of us are not on. So she does a spiritual splaining, God-splaining to the rest of us, mere mortals that are not that close to God. We don't know what God's saying, so we need help. So Robin's about to God-splain to us. So then we'll let you know what she says. Okay, Robin's God-splaining is just, I always had Mary's best interest in mind. That's all I ever had. Again, Robin's words and her actions don't align. And just again, I haven't seen all the episodes. I'm only up to season 4 and all of season 19 and 20. Well, 18, 19, and 20. And I just don't see that. I don't see that Robin has Mary's best interest in mind.
Haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, and if Robin's loyal to Cody, good for her. She's his wife. She should be. But loyal to Mary? No. Having Mary's best interest in heart? No. Again, I've known one too many polygamous women who are just like Robin, who say one thing out of one side of their mouth and their actions out of the other side are completely and totally different. That's what I see with Robin. Okay, Cody and Robin sit their children down and they're like, we have news about Coyote Pass, and it's sold. And Robin's always like, did you hear that? Did you comprehend what was said? And Ari's like, yeah, it's sold. And she's like, yeah, that means we can't go over there anymore. And she's like, oh, is that it? Okay, fine. Let me eat my pizza. Fuck off. And so then, of course, Robin's trains her older girls better than Ari, because Ari's just like, yeah, I'm not having that. And so she's trained her older girls, and of course Aurora's got to go, oh, it's like a dream that's dead. It's died for our family. Oh, somber face, sad look. Right? And not that I'm trying to pick on Aurora or anything like that. She's a sweet girl. It's just, she's definitely got the somber look that her mother has trained her to have. And Ari's like, okay, let's eat. I got mac and cheese in front of me. I got pizza. Let's go. Okay, so Mary's talking about Coyote Pass and how there's a lot of drama surrounding Coyote Pass. And Coyote Pass. And there's got to be, we're not even seeing, again, a fraction of what's probably actually happened with Coyote Pass. And I love that Mary just said, talk to my attorney. I have nothing else to say to you. I love that she did that. And I love that she did that with Robin as well. But I think it's sad that it had to get down to these women's probably spending tens of thousands of dollars on attorneys just to get what was fair. And I guarantee you, Robin and Cody came away feeling that things were done unfairly for them. And
just getting what's equal.
Yeah, just getting what's equal is not fair for Cody and Robin. They have been unfairly treated. Mm-hmm. And again, NDAs, super common. I'm currently in one. There you go. polygamous men, they don't want their shit spilled out for the whole world to see. They don't want people to know what their shit is, and they don't want these women speaking. So if they can't control you anymore because you're not married to them, they're going to do everything legally they can to control you outside of the marriage. And I just think it's complete bullshit. I hope that one day Mary writes a tell-all and tells all of the things, and I hope Janelle does too, because I am so fucking sick of NDAs. Okay, I just have to say before we go too much farther on this that Janelle walked in to meet her friends because she's going to sell Coyote Pass, and she literally doesn't have a voice. Again, we talk a lot about body language and manifestations and stuff on our channel. This is a perfect example of that. Here's this woman has been silenced for most of her life, like most polygamists, most of us have been, and, and now she has no voice to even go and speak to this man that abused her for years. And if you ask him, he doesn't consider himself an abuser. If anything, he was abused. But this whole culture is abusive in so many ways. There's just no way around that. It's just part of the way that we're raised. Women are silenced, and they're not allowed to have voices, and they're not allowed to say what they want to say. And it's infuriating. And how here Janelle has a literal physical manifestation of being silenced and not being able to speak. So anything you want to say on this one? I'm going to end this part 2. We're going to probably do a part 3 because we're at 7.5 minutes. I don't know how many more minutes we have left of the show, but we're almost done. So hold on with us. I know we said 1 glass, but this was a really big glass and it's almost empty. So I would say this is probably a good 2 or 3 glasses of wine, but it's in a really cute Christmas mug. So there you go. We'll put our full recap on YouTube tomorrow. What our full thoughts on this entire episode are. And so join us over there. There's a link in our bio so you can follow all of our social media, and we do more daily updates on our Instagram. So I'll end this one and start part 3. We are in the home stretch of this episode. Sister Wives season 20, episode 8, Making Out Like Teenagers. This is part 3. If you haven't seen part 2 or 1, go to our profile. We will have a full recap on our YouTube channel. The link is in our bio. We also have an Instagram and a Facebook page if you want to follow any of those for more of our daily activities. But let's get on to part 3. Okay, Janelle is at the bar talking with her girlfriends in Flagstaff. And one of the things she says is probably one of the most profound things I've ever heard any woman on this entire show say, is that she says that Cody and Robin are equally yoked, and if you want power, you got to give a little power. That is one of the most true things I've ever heard anyone say, because Robin and Cody know how to feed into each other's ego. There's a book we've talked about several times called The 48 Laws of Power. If you haven't read it, it's such a great book, especially if you have come from a cult like we have. We both read it, and I read it, and it brought out a lot of anger and frustration in me because I was like, this is how you manipulate people. But it's so true. If you want power, you got to give a little power. And Robin plays a damsel in distress, and Cody gets to run in and be her hero. So this is how they feed off of each other so well. This is how Robin manipulates everyone around her. I swear to God, she's read this freaking book. But this is a lot. I've talked about how some of the matriarchs in this religion teach the younger girls. Depends on what matriarch you get, is depending on what kind of a lesson you're going to get. Robin's got some pretty good lessons on how to be the queen standing, the last woman standing. I really appreciated how Janelle just said that about Robin and Cody, that they are give a little power to get a lot of power. I think that's exactly what Robin has done. She's given up a little power to get a lot of power. She's made Cody a hero in her life. So the other women, we were always taught you had to be so independent. You had to do everything by yourself. You had to know that you couldn't depend on your husband for everything. You had to be, and yet you couldn't do anything, and you were no one without your husband. So it felt like contradicting lessons, I guess, is what you'd say. It's like, be prepared to do everything on your own, but yet know that you are nothing on your own. And yet Robin figured out a way to say, I know that I could do this on my own, but I don't need to do it on my own because you're my hero. And he came in and he needed to be wanted and needed to be needed, where the other women wore it as a badge of honor to be independent. And Robin went, I don't need to be independent. You come right in, sweep me off my feet. You be the white knight on a white horse, And it made Cody feel like a knight in shining armor, which is all he ever wanted, which is all any guy ever wants, is to feel like a knight in shining armor. And Robin mastered that. These other women didn't, unfortunately. And this is why Robin came out on top and they didn't. This is why most women in polygamy come out on top, is because they know how to make that manipulation. And the other women just didn't. Robin also says that there's been more effort in creating pain and upset in the relationships than there ever was to heal the relationship. And I don't believe that. I think that's complete bullshit. I think that these women put in more energy and effort. Robin didn't. Robin didn't like it. And then all of a sudden it comes right down to, hey, wait, we're out the door. We're done with this. And then she's like, wait, you can't just leave. You haven't put any effort in. No, sweetheart, you didn't have to put the effort in. We all put the effort in. We're done. Adios.
Well, they
we're
all
out of
had
here.
to do apology episodes
To Robin. Yeah.
Yeah, and Robin hasn't had to do an apology episode to anybody. She doesn't. That's not her.
Yep. Robin was never in trouble with Cody. She never had to apologize for her bad sister wife behavior like the other wives have had to do to Robin. The other wives have eaten a lot of crow and a lot of pride and a lot of ego online or in the show because Cody, they were in trouble with Cody all the time. Robin has not had to do that. And so for her to sit there in a smug way and say, oh, I wonder why I'm so worried about this. More effort's been put into hurting each other now than trying to save these marriages. Ooh, I just want to call her the biggest B word on the planet right now, but I'm not going to.
The wives are no longer apologizing to her.
The wives no longer have to apologize because Cody's not in control of them anymore. He's not their boss anymore. He never was their boss. They just didn't know that. Okay, Cory has his best ideas, I swear, after the camera turns off. He says what she should have said is there's been more hurt and more anger towards me than I ever had to put into the relationships. Yeah. That's what Robin Brown should have said. Yes, there is a lot more anger and frustration directed towards her now than she ever had to put into making these relationships work. She never had to work that hard. Also, we are totally all decked out for Christmas around here. It looks so pretty and we love all of it. So if you see any Christmas going on in the background, the holidays are our favorite time of year. And yes, I made a mistake on my last video and said we took down Thanksgiving and put up Christmas. We took down Halloween. Christmas usually goes up November 1st, if not November 2nd. But this year we were a little bit late. We got it up November 2nd and took down Halloween, not Thanksgiving. Okay, Cody's happy about these wrestling mats. These women need to realize this is where he got to pin other men down on a mat. There's nothing Cody said himself he's very nostalgic. He wants to remember where he pinned other men down on a mat, and they wonder why these mats are so important to him. Go figure. I don't know.
He takes better care of the mats than he does Robin's bed or the car.
This is why we should not drink and do you should hear the other things we're not putting on this video. Yeah, he did sell the car that him and Robin so eloquently put their hips and thrust against, but he hasn't sold any of these mats. Go figure what matters more important to him. These wrestling mats where he wrestled other men, or the hood of the car where he had a fair painting made of him and Robin. Which one's more important? Okay, I don't even know what to say about this last little episode because it was just so obnoxious, but yeah, Cody's trying to make Mary out to be the bad guy, signed an NDA, wants her to sign an NDA. Again, I mentioned this before, I am currently in an NDA with my parents' divorce, or my parents split up because they're not legally married, so they're not legally getting divorced. And we are going to go into a lot more detail on this in our YouTube recap of the whole situation. I definitely have to be sober for that one because it's a lot. And I'm not that I'm not sober, but you know, this is a pretty good sized glass of wine. So, I'm sad, I'm heartbroken because Mary genuinely believed that these people would take care of her. She did. We all do.
Would be fair.
We all believed that we would be handled fairly. We were all sold this story our entire lives. And when I got divorced, my ex-husband walked away with 67% of the marital assets, and I only got what was legally tied that he could not sell. So this is extremely common, and the devil on one side of Cody's shoulder is saying one thing, the devil on the other side is saying another thing. And unfortunately, he doesn't give a shit about Mary. He doesn't give a shit about Janelle. And truthfully, I don't think he really gives a shit about what Robin says either, other than he wants her to still love him. That's the only reason. It's because he's ran out of people to love him. His children don't love him anymore. His ex-wives don't love him anymore. Hell, I don't even think he freaking loves himself anymore. And so he needs someone to love him. That's the only reason he gives a shit about Robin's opinion in this situation. Other than that, he would take Mary to the bank all day long. He would take Janelle to the bank all day long. We've been saying this from day one of ever giving commentary on this show. So we have a lot more to say about it tomorrow on our YouTube channel. We're coming up on the end of our time here, but I think this is really tragic. It's really coming down. There's so much we're not seeing. There's so much going on. I mean, there's so much. I've thrown out little tidbits about my own parent. My dad is actually the leader of the AUB, and I am currently signed an NDA to not disclose quite a bit of what's happening with their separation. These men don't give a shit about these women. They never have. Cody doesn't give a shit about Robin. He really, truly doesn't. All he cares about is how Robin loves him. That's it. And that's what he's more concerned about, is how he is loved by these people rather than what's these people's best interested. So watch our YouTube channel tomorrow. We're going to throw out the rest of our thoughts on this. I'm sick about this whole thing. I'm sad for these women. I'm sad that they have to come to this realization. I'm sad that we had to come to this realization, that my mom has had to come to this realization, but this is how it is. These men truly just don't care.
The way you have to deal with them is to hire a lawyer.
Yep.
So.
Yep. You literally cannot trust them at their word. Mm-hmm. What's funny to me is, for being men of God or for living a higher spiritual law, none of these men actually care about what God has to say. And none of them, in my experience, the majority of them have way less than an integrable intention. So join us tomorrow. Our link is in our bio. Come find us and watch our full recap.